sound, to own the desire that you have in your heart. And you can open your eyes. Welcome, welcome to the Radha Codes call. And I would invite you to possibly put it on chat if you do not want to come and speak. Your intention for joining this space, what, or just, in this moment, what you received, what is the truth of your heart, what do you desire? Yes, Pooja, speak. Luxury. How cool.
The diva life.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
No, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I'm on this medication that I might need to take for life. It's pretty much certain, actually. It's a chemical, whatever, and it's called Diva OD.
So now you're a diva for life.
I am, without doubt.
How cool is that? I hear Ruxana saying peace, Malini saying nurturance from myself and a partner who's nurturing. Thank you. Put it out, because until you don't allow your desires to show up, to speak, to own the truth of your desires, what happens is that you start suppressing them. The desires become expectations from other people, or when the expectations also don't meet, then the desires fades away. And there is no manifestation happening.
I just like wealth creation. I'm aiming at wealth creation.
Thank you.
I'm not pampering of the diva life. Yachts and chartered flights.
Okay. I hear you. Truth, truth, truth. Yes,
Yeah, for me, it was like I felt like अपने आप से इतना प्यार हो जाए साला किसी की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़े कौन आए कौन जाकर फर्क ही ना पड़े इतना सा भी फर्क ना पड़े इतना ज्यादा अपने आप से प्यार करूँ
Thank you.
अल्टीमेटली यही चाहिए
So beautiful to just listen to the desires, no? So beautiful. No, love and pampering, so much beauty around art, music, dance, travel, good food, God. And you can definitely share it to me one on one if you don't want to share in group. Becoming shameless and break all societal conditioning. Wow. Yogini says to experience motherhood. Parul, to love myself and find someone who loves me more than me. And he should be smart, caring, nurturing, wealthy, and contributive too. Can I have it now, please? It's done, done, done. Permission given. How does it get better than that? All the contributions to all the desires coming. And what else can show up now?
You're looking fabulous. Amazingly awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. This divine feminine embodiment container is already working on me. And because the theme of divine feminine is actually the goddess, the diva, the queen, I've given 3 words to it, which is sacred, sensual, and sovereign. So, it is literally like I haven't imagined my life just maybe 6 months back or maybe 3 months back of what I'm creating right now. So it's truly, truly so contributing. What I've shared is so much connected to sensuality and sexuality. Thank you. Thank you for that. I always used to say, and I always found that when I was, and with myself also, and me duplicating my mother also, that whenever I asked my mother, what do you want? I never got a response. Because mother, as a mother archetype, which a lot of in this space have played for a long amount of time, was always about What does the other person requires? What do they need? What do they require? How can I contribute? How can I, and also as an empath, no? How can I help? How can I do this? How can I just make it work for other people? And in all of that, there was no space for me to ask, hey, what do I desire? What do I want from here? What would I like to have? So much so that it was so difficult for me to choose from a menu. I'll go to a restaurant, it's like, oh no, I don't know what to eat. You tell me what to eat because I don't want to take risk of ordering something bad and then not liking it. I even didn't want to take that amount of risk and not wanting to be wrong for desiring something which might not be as amazing as it sounded in the menu. I was that.
I would like to share something over here in the
Yeah.
same context. It was my birthday, and my birthday falls in the month of May, and it is the hottest day of the season. Okay, so now I took my entire family, my kids, my parents, my sister, her family to a park because I wanted to go there. And on our way back, I was bombarded that why you chose such a place. It was so hot and we did not enjoy and all that. But my body was expansive over there, every bit of it. Though yes, it was hot, but somehow it was very expansive for me.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that because when you really choose what your heart desires, it works.
Yes,
But
it
the
does.
but the fear, no? I've done that too. I've done all the fucking mistakes, and that's why I've become a great relationship coach, I believe.
It is the fear of judgment basically which stops us, that okay, we will be judged or they will not like it or whatever it is. But somehow, if you listen to yourself, it works magically. It's so wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, totally. I hear you. So even when I cannot decide and somebody else decides for me, because I don't know what do I desire, so I'll ask you, what do you desire? And I'll maybe adjust with it and then maybe start liking it. Or maybe just taste it, you know. But when it comes to a decision, when I say a decision is like, when I cannot decide because I don't know what do I desire. And when somebody else decides for me, this child within me feels so angry that I'll find fucking every mistake in you. And I'll tell you how what you ordered and what you desire and what you decided for me is so fucking wrong. So it doesn't work anyways. And it's not this critique. And I would, okay. Yes, if any more desires has to show up in the chat, please. I've experienced that. Thank you. Me too. We can have a me too here going on whenever you feel like you also felt what any sister here, what anybody shares here. Hmm. Okay, let's talk about lover from the context of desires. And when I talk about desires, I cannot stop from talking about where these desires stemmed and also needs, you know. What did I truly require? What did I need at some point of time? What are the needs that have solidified also right now? And the expectations that we have from ourselves and that we have from other people. And knowing that if you have X, Y, and Z, then only I can love you. Otherwise, I will not. And that's exactly the expectation that we have with our own self. If I would be X, Y, and Z, then only I will love myself. That unconditional, madly true love that I actually desire from other people, but I don't trust. The truth is, we don't trust that the other person. I didn't get your question. I'll have to explain that, but I'll actually, uh, bring the question up. Maybe you can keep putting on chat and I'll go through them and I'll respond. I'll invite you. But it breaks my flow, so I'll stop. Take a not stop right now. Okay. Yes. Forgot. I forgot. Whatever. So coming to a different thing then. Because maybe, yes, when we were a child and we had a mother who was critique of us, we had a critical mother. And the mother said that, you have to do X, Y, and Z things. Then only you are a good girl. Then only I love you. Then only you are accepted. And I had a beautiful circle on thighs yesterday. And a mother says, for example, that you have to wear, long skirt. Otherwise, I'll shame you. I'll literally shame you, because how bad would it be if you wear short skirt and if you show your thighs? A mother would say that if you didn't have a relationship, you didn't have a marriage, then you are not accepted in the society. And it comes very, very much in adult, but ever since you were a child, you were told that you have to get married to be accepted in society, to be appreciated in society, to be successful also. Otherwise, you're not lovable. You have to be thin to be lovable. Otherwise, nobody would love you. You have to take care of your hair, you take care of your skin, be a certain shape, be a certain size, be a certain education, and not so much that people would find you way too intelligent or way too better than you and they wouldn't approach. So there are so many parameters that were given to you as a child, and the child felt first alone, first like, okay, this part of me that feels shameful, this part of me that wants to show my thighs is not accepted. So I'll split this part of me. This part goes somewhere. It's not here with me. I'll just hide it here on the lower back. Or this part of me that is so, you know, angry, or this part of me that is like shouting, and the mother gives me a slap and tells me, don't shout. Oh, this is not accepted too. So I'll just put it somewhere because, I'm not accepted now. This part of me that don't feel like eating right now, but I'm forced to eat. This part of me that rejects food also, that doesn't want to eat and wants to have their own way is also not accepted. And I'll put somewhere it. This part of me, maybe who doesn't feel like getting married to one person and want to just hook up and mess around is not accepted. So I'll hide it. And I'll hide it so deep that even I would also forget about it. But it will keep coming to me. It will keep coming to me. Anything that you have hidden, anything you have repressed, anything you have suppressed, anything you are resisting, anything that you are doubting and judging in other people will also come back to you. And it will come back to you with a greater force. Because suppression has a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to suppress something. Maybe it takes not a lesser energy to let it blossom, let it emerge. But something which is already blossoming and emerging and naturally coming up, it takes a lot of energy to suppress it. And the suppression creates diseases. The suppression creates fear. Fear of losing ourselves. And when there is fear of losing ourselves, then it becomes difficult to either Manifest a relationship, manifest a partner, even money. Because with money also we have point of views that to be for me to be the version of me that already has this amount of money, there is something that I'll have to contract, there's something I'll have to split, something I'll have to be small of, there's something I'll have to let go of because this part of me is not accepted as the diva it already is. So I'll have to become something else. And this then you have these two parts. The one part of you that desires intimacy, that desires connection, that desires love, that desires wealth, that desires support, that desires community, that desires friendships. And then there's other part of you, which is fearful. Fearful of losing oneself, fearful of being left alone, fearful of not being appreciated in my authentic self. So I'll change myself. I'll become this diva version of me because this version of me, this raw, primal, ugly, is not actually the accepted, appreciated one. And there's some, I'm sorry if I'm, please don't take my words strongly here. But there's some version of me which would be appreciated, loved, and supported and celebrated. So I'll put my worth there. So this fear of being unloved as who I truly am comes also steps from this childhood experiences and also goes on to the adulthood with your teens and everything. But starts there where I wasn't accepted in my truest expression of my emotion, of myself. And I had to hide it and I had to suppress it. I had to stop crying because my crying was not allowed. I had to hide my body because my body was not allowed to be seen. I had to hide my desire of touching my own body because that was not allowed to. I had to hide my desire to talking to guys because that was not allowed to. I had to desire, I had to hide my desire to making out with girls because that was not allowed to. I had this to hide my desire of just asking for love from my mother when she was taking care of the sibling. You know, maybe another child got born in the family after me, and my mother was taking care of him or her. And I really wanted attention. I really desired love. I really desired somebody to caress me and support me. But I could not ask. Because how can you ask? You are the elder one. You should be more responsible. You should be more intelligent and you should be more considerate of the fact that you have a younger sibling now and they require it more. So you even hid the desire of asking love, asking pampering, asking attention. If you felt that, thank you, thank you. Yeah, if you felt that this, yeah. Does it mean that asking for a nurturing partner is also a judgment? No. So it's a desire. It's not a judgment. But the judgment could be what nurturing looks like. Because then it becomes an expectation that you should nurture me like this. And there's a difference between nurturing and providing, Malini. Nurturing is very much a feminine, and I'm going to talk very deep about polarity work because when it comes to lover, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to sexuality, polarities play a very important role. I did create a small reel on video on Instagram, and you can go to my Instagram and watch it where I talked a little bit about polarity, but because it's so vast to be covered, it will take a month for us to cover in divine feminine embodiment. But in the context of polarity, nurturing comes from a very much heart space. You know, a woman is nurturing. You know, a woman, like a baby comes and she nurtures, she feeds, she does things for other people. She's not providing, she's nurturing. Something that comes up very naturally from her. Well, men are more providing. They're more, the polarity in them is more about, and I say men and women, I say masculine, feminine, um, is more about providing, which is very primal providing also, no? Food, sex, and other things that they can provide. So, pleasure. So now, when you mean nurturing, then what does it mean for you? And then also asking the other person, like, how would they like to, nurture in this space? Because if you really find a very nurturing partner, and if you, there's a possibility, and I think we do it a lot, that if you find a nurturing partner, you might just reject them because that doesn't feel masculine at all. And you were like, what the heck? This guy is like all over the place and always like around me. I want a more solid man. So then somebody who feels like, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong. What I'm saying is to be very clear about what I'm asking and what I truly would like to receive. And then I'll be able to see what contribution is this person being here. And is it that I would like to receive? Then deciding in the ahead of time is what it should look like. Because it will never look like the way you desire. Like exactly the way you desire, it might never look like that. But, and then here it comes a negotiation part of it also. Because there's a possibility that what you desire from me is something that I cannot give you. I don't have the capacity. But then are you willing to negotiate and see what can work for both of us here? Like, hey, Sonali, can you give me a session of 2 hours on this topic, please? No, I cannot. I don't have the bandwidth this week. But how about maybe next week we can get on a 30 minutes call and see what can show up? This, this kind of negotiation. And negotiation, अभी बहुत simple लग रहा है, but it comes from a lot of shame, I got to learn about little bit about kink, and I was listening to this example, and it suits so much here. For example, and it's an extreme when I'm telling, but sometimes extreme makes it more clear to visualize. That if my partner is a pedophile, he likes to have, he likes and he desires to have sex with kids. And there's a part of me that judges it so much. But if there is no judgment, and I can ask, and I can give that desire a space to talk, then hey, what do you like about that? Then maybe the partner just desires and likes this baby powder smell. And he just turns on by that. And now I can just apply baby powder and have an amazing sex and just contributes and without judging the other person for having this desire. So when you give desires a space, a non-judgmental space, that hey, this is I'm opening this space for you and you can talk about us anything, then I give my desires also a space first. And then there is an option to negotiate because this is so judgmental, this is so non-judgmental that I have so much safety to speak and express my true self. And a lot of the truth is that we are not grounded in our true self. The true self is already so hidden in the background that doesn't want to show up. The true authentic self does not feel that it is worthy of love, and hence we take shapes, different sizes, different voice, different things, and then only we feel loved. Different. I guess these are two different things. I think I have shared only a small example of it. If you go a very broad definition, and different cases would have different things about it. But मैंने उसका एक extreme example share किया है जहाँ पर this particular person maybe just liked baby powder smell, and that turns him on. This is only one small kink example. When I say that, I don't make anything right or wrong here. Awesome. Cool. So what was I saying? I was saying that your true authentic self has splitted and fragmented into different parts because at some timeline that part was not accepted for who it was. The expression was not allowed for what it was. And the entire journey is about to bring it all together and just love this each part of you. मुझे ना वो बहुत सारा प्यार जो रीनू को चाहिए वो तभी हो रहा है जब आप एक एक पार्ट से मिलते हो, उसको प्यार करते हो, उसको बताते हो कि यार ओके यू आर अलाउड टू, यू आल्सो बिलोंग टू मी, ओके यू आर अलाउड टू, यू आल्सो बिलोंग टू मी, ओके यू आर माइन टू, यू लाइक आई एम नॉट एक्सक्लूडिंग एनी ऑफ इट, आई एम लाइक इंक्लूडिंग दिस, क्योंकि सारी कायनात ही हमारी है भाई. देयर इज नो सेपरेशन इन लव, एवरीथिंग इज इंक्लूडेड. देयर इज नो they in anything. When they is you too. Everybody is you. Thank you. We'll be moving on to the Radha because it's a Radha Coach call and I'll be inviting the energy of Radha. Okay. Instead of me telling you who she is, and because I believe you already know, but something that I really loved about this archetype, this muse archetype, this lover archetype is that they just pour their heart out in everything. And they're here to really see the beauty in the world. And they're here to really manifest and create and visualize beauty, even if it was not there. They're really here to surrender, trust. They're really here to experience intimacy. The deepest desire is to experience intimacy and to be seen in my naked self, to be seen in my vulnerability, and a desire to see the other person in their vulnerability, to feel this emotional connection. And because the societal norms could be not something that will work for a lover archetype. Yes, as about Radha, no, Radha was wife of somebody else, and she was in love with Krishna, was another again husband of somebody else, and she was completely devoted to him. It was beyond rules and regulations and forms and structures of society. So that's the beauty of Radha archetype. And when I see Radha, and that's such a beautiful energy force also, because she lives the fullest expression of herself in the world. And that invites, and if a man has a muse in his life, that invites the man to be his fullest expression in the world. because he's so grounded and supported in love. And a man, again, in the polarity context, the man anchors for love in your heart, in the feminine heart, because she is the positive pole for it. She is the one who can experience emotions, express them, feel them, connect with it, drop in the heart, the way masculine might never be able to until they drop in you and surrender in you and find that anchor within you. So we'll do a little Radha activation. And with that, um, the only invitation would be to chant Radha with me. And before that, we'll do a little breath, few breaths in the heart, and we'll start chanting. And you chant with me. And while you chant, just Radha, Radha. So you see how this dha places and drops in the heart. Okay? So let's do the Radha. I think that itself will come with the breath. Awesome. Are we ready? Let's give me a little hearts. If you, whosoever is available and here and present. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. If you want a little water, please have water. If you want to have water in between, please go ahead and have water. I had a session before this also at 7 p.m. So I'll have water. Awesome. Breathing in the heart. Dropping in the heart. Simply breathing. And with every breath, imagining on the top of your crown, far, far above, there's a white light shining. And the white light is pouring down onto your crown. To your forehead, to your throat, to your heart, and creates a ball in your heart, a space like a throne. There's a white light protecting and guarding and supporting you in your heart. And now, when I say the word softness, you let your heart melt and you let your heart be a little softer. Softness, 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 softness. And now we have this beautiful, soft, cushion, kind, white light surrounded space for Radha. And we'll simply chant Radha and she'll come sit in your heart. And you simply sense what it feels like when this word drops in the heart. And chant it out loud, softly. Radha, 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 Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha. Chant it out. मुंह खोल के बोलना है मेरे साथ. Radha, 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 Radha. Breathing in with the Ra and breathing out from the mouth with Dha. Radha, 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 Radha. If you want, you can also place one hand on the heart. Radha, 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 Radha. Go deeper, go deeper. Radha, 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 Radha. Take some time to notice the presence of Radha, of love, of softness, of whatever you feel in your heart. When you feel complete, you can take a breath, open your eyes, exhale. And if there's anything you would like to share, have few minutes to share, you can put it on chat. How are you feeling? I could see a lot of stuff being released. It's okay if you felt like you're making space for pure love in my heart. Thank you. At least put in chat if you don't want to speak. It's okay if you don't want to speak.
I felt as if I myself am stopping a lot of nurturance to my own self because I keep expecting it from outside. That somebody will do it for me and I'm not giving it to myself. So that is one awareness which came to me. So I won't do it now onwards. Whatever makes me happy, I'm going to give that to myself.
Thank you.
And while doing this meditation, I was able to experience only the feet of Radha in my heart space.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Inner peace. Wow. Pure love doesn't know hierarchies. Totally. It doesn't know rules.
यस मैं शेयर करना चाहती हूँ लाइक ऑलवेज जब भी ऐसा आप स्टार्ट करते हो ना तब आप मेरे पास पहुंच जाते हो फिर पहले ही वो शुरुआत ऐसी हुई लाइक मैं राधा हूँ आप कृष्णा हो ऐसे बस जस्ट मेरे हाथ पे वो ताली लगा के करते हैं ना वैसे, वो रास, हाँ वैसे वाला। और पीछे ही जस्ट मैं यहाँ पे बैठी थी और यहाँ पर ही आप थे, ऐसा वो फील आ रहा था। लाइक थैंक यू सो मच ऑलवेज कनेक्ट होने के लिए, इतना डीप कनेक्ट होने के लिए। एंड थोड़ी देर में मेरी डॉटर आके मुझे बहुत सारा प्यार करके गई, और इतना नर्चर वाला वो फील था, इतना प्यार। यस, बहुत उसने अच्छे से मुझे प्यार किया। एंड जब वो प्यार करके गई तब मेरी आंखों में से आंसू निकलना शुरू हुए। लाइक पहले राइट आई से निकला, थोड़ी देर के बाद रुक के लेफ्ट आई से निकला। एंड बहुत ऐसे, इतना बोलते ना कि हार्ट में वो कृष्णा की फीलिंग भी आ रही थी और राधा की फील आ रही थी, दोनों की आ रही थी सिमिलर। सो इट्स व्हाट्स अमेजिंग,
Yeah.
नो वर्ड्स। या,
Thank
थैंक
you.
यू
I
सो
could see,
मच।
I took a picture also in that moment, and it was so beautiful and such an example of, when you create space for love, the love arrives. And it's also this receiving, this that has opened up for love, because the body also, for you to also say yes to love, the love has to come in three spaces in the mind. The mind has to feel a yes, that, oh, okay, this meets my desire, meet what I require, and all of that. Then it comes to the body. The body also has to feel expansive and like it's okay for body to surrender here. And energetically it has to feel light and expansive. So when the body is generally for us is like contracted, and when it body feels a little, and that's why I included a lot of somatic in my work, is because the body has to learn, the body has to given a space to experience what pleasure feels like, what rage feels like, what expression feels like, what softness feels like, what tenderness feels like. And it's okay to feel all of it. And I don't have to be fearful of it. So when the body learns, it just automatically, because it's amongst everything, body is the fastest. It automatically creates more space for love. Thank you. And when I say love, the way I see love is law of vibrational existence. So your vibrational existence in the universe is an evidence of love. You were born out of love. And not just you, this entire universe is an evidence of love, because every fucking thing is mating all the time. Everyone is mating, giving signals. Hey, I'm ready for love. Hey, I'm ready for. Every fucking thing is coming together and connecting and meeting and melting and surrendering and merging and creating something else more beautiful. So love exists as you in the universe. And yes, what Malini says, that it's important to nurturing your inner garden, dropping in your authenticity, dropping in your truth, and what is it that you truly desire, what is you truly want, and giving it to yourself. But when I did this work with Radha, and I've been working with the goddess energy since January, no, February. And what I experienced, I got so deep into Radha that I had to come back to being Kali. Because the shadow side of Radha is that she seeks validation from external world. This lover archetype, that she seeks meaning in connection, that she seeks completeness outside, and she doesn't, and she surrenders like anything, and she doesn't know boundaries. She cannot define boundaries in love. And then she can also become a pole of attraction for other people who might not want to, respect your boundaries. So the true love can only blossom, it's already exist as you, but to work. And I've done a lot of energy work and mind work in all my life, and that's why I'm loving this integration with body work, is because now when I also feel that as much as I can speak my desires, I can ask for it, I can also be in my power, be in my truth, be in my authenticity in my body. I can know what is my yes and what is my no. And I can speak it out loud and I can create a boundary. Because this lover guy archetype wants to please everyone, wants to be like, all lovey dovey, and like it lives in their romantic world where everything is like fairy and everything is like nice and light and beautiful and flowers. And she doesn't want to be one who destroys it and says, no, 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 but here, stop. Because she truly desires and craves that connection so much. And hence, when I created this Divine Feminine Embodiment program, I included Kali the First. Because for me to take you to the devotion of Radha, to the surrendering of Radha, to the love of Radha, to the merging of Radha, I need you to first be fucking put your crown on, be the queen that you are, rooted in your power, in your authenticity. So you, when you go to being a lover, you don't start changing and just, yourself to be pleasing others. And, you just be yourself and love from that power that rises up from your root, comes to your heart, and just then expands and blasts the world with the love. And now, here, this particular goddess who's already rooted in her power doesn't feel fearful of heartbreaks because she has already gone through the fire. She has already gone through the rage. She has already have established her boundaries. She already knows what is her yes, what is her no. She already knows when to say. She already so confident that, hey, even if I'll be whole naked and the other person would be naked, and this person is putting it right in, I'll be saying a no because I just don't feel like it. I'm done. Like I just want to have a cup of coffee right now. And maybe we can check again later. To coming from that queenness, you have to know that you're worthy of love, even in that moment. Even if you say no right now, the other person still does not define your worthiness. If whether he sits in front of you, whether he leaves, you're still as divine, as queen, as goddess as you truly are. So what would it look like to be a queen in dating? Just ask this question and see what shows up for you. You know your worth, you communicate your worth, and you talk from power. And what does it feel like? Who are you as queen in relationships? Not feeling guilty to say no, yes. When I don't let my partner define my worthiness. When I don't let my partner define whether I look beautiful or not. When I don't let my partner define what am I capable of, what can I do, what I deserve or what not. I don't let my partner define any of it. And when You'll be so grounded in this energy. It will be so easy for you to manifest love because there is no part of you now fearful of losing you. Because you're already so grounded and you know that, hey, fucking, I'm the queen. And who are you? The Queen of England. When she is the Queen of England, when she has a kingdom, she really, really takes care of it. If anybody comes and wants to, attack, and she fucking will destroy the world and will protect her kingdom because she is the Queen of England. And so you are the queen of your body. And it just breaks my heart to, to know that a lot of us not even know our no's and know our yeses when it comes to sex. So everything that brings up in Let's Down, we'd like to destroy and get all of that. Please write in wronger and bad protocol and shots, spurs, perverts, and beyonds. Being authentic to me without validation, not feeling guilty to say no. Thank you. Thank you, Amrita. Yes. And so I had been a Kali, I had been a lover, and then I had, I think, something which is so natural to me was not what's so suppressed within me so much that I had so much shame around my sexuality, which is, my sensual part of me, my seductress part of me, which is with Mohini. I remember I was in school and all fucking have always boyfriends ever since I was a kid. And that's why I'm like made all the mistakes in such a young age. So I always had boyfriends, I believe. So in my school was a very RS school, very strict one. Once, and I didn't know any of it. And once my teacher brought me, she told me, come in my office, meet me. I went there and she told me, ki, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you walk, it feels like you're inviting guys. It feels very, um, it feels very, क्या तो वर्ड यूज किया था मतलब slutty kind of a word वो बोलना चाह रही थी ना. And I was like on 8th class maybe. And for the first time I was like, really? Is it? And तब तक तो मेरा कोई स्कूल में बॉयफ्रेंड भी नहीं था. तो तब तक मैंने नहीं सोचा था इस बारे में. तो ऐसा लगता है कि तुम लड़कों को अट्रैक्ट कर रही हो जिस तरह से तुम वॉक करती हो, बात करती हो और ये है वो है. And then I got so conscious of my walk, of the way I speak, because I had zero idea of what I was doing. And now I had to figure out okay, what is it I'm doing? Because I was being that energy always. And then I think that was the time when I decided to fucking scrutinize everything that can pull in men. And I still could not. I nowhere where I went, the most amazing guys in the room, most and like when not guys, I've always attracted men for some reason. Only one boyfriend. So amazing people would always come. Like my first mentor, my first manager, the most charming person in the world, then proposed me. Then my first person who I was doing my competitive exam physics reading from him, he um, came to me. So like I was always naturally attracting, and like my first teacher also, um, who was teaching me like as a tutor, only had one tutor. He proposed me. So it was so natural, and I wasn't trying to get attention from any of them because they were like teachers for me. Wasn't approaching. So I had to literally bring that back and own and claim that back and create this space for this goddess also. And then I included Saraswati because when the desires were suppressed, a lot that we wanted to say and we didn't say got stuck in the throat. Sure. So she showed up to the rescue. And she's like, for you to express your divinity in the world, for you to express your truth in the world, she will come and guide you, and you will channel what she brings in the space. And then Tara, because, and now Tara also brings the shadow version of it, which is empath. And I really want to work with that too, because as an empath, as a Tara, we are so in tuned with what's going on others' worlds that we forget and we get lost. So centering in my own self and centering in my own body, and like, because it just becomes too much, that it becomes easy to check out. This checking out happens so quick. So can I consciously drop in my body and consciously also go to others' worlds when required and come back? So can I have a conscious choice of it? So like bring in Tara and much more that she will bring. And Lakshmi, because we all fucking deserve an abundant life. We all fucking deserve to have luxurious things in the world and to be experience that luxury within you. So you know that you were a queen even when you are broke. You know you are a queen even when you are in debt. You know when you are a queen even you are a multimillionaire. You know you are a queen even if you have zero money today in your bank account. But to be running from the energy of the goddess Lakshmi, who is so abundant that she knows that she is the source of everything and everything will come running towards her. And I have experienced this, manifested this. Have made the most amount of money this year that I've never made, like in any year, in any month, until my life. And it's happened to the work that I'm gonna be exploring in the Divine Feminine Embodiment program. And it's something that I've got moved just before this call to announce is that this first batch, because you are gonna be pioneers and you're gonna be creators of Shaktiverse and Divine Feminine Embodiment program, will actually have the program journey for 1 year and not just 6 months. So after 6 months, I might launch it again for the next batch for 6 months, but this first batch is gonna have the 1 year journey because there's so much that I wanted to include. And honestly, I was feeling so overwhelmed. I really want to go deep into channeling the goddess. I want to go deep into womb trauma. Because what your experienced from your mother experienced from her mother. And this journey started when you were in your mother's womb. And also when your mother was in her mother's womb. And hence you might see, because you have seen your mother struggling with safety and support from father when you were in her womb, it becomes so difficult for you to trust men with safety and support. So I want to go deep into womb trauma and healing, and as a trauma expert also, ancestral trauma expert. So I want to include the sacred sexuality part, going into boundaries, going into desires, and I want to include the money part of it. Really knowing how do you generate and receive money and live a diva life as a feminine. Because somewhere money was always associated with masculine. And something I think I also chose was to become a masculine because that was the only way I knew to be successful in life, to generate money, to have money. And I now feel so so confident in saying that living life as feminine, receiving money, receiving love, receiving support, being in power, living as a queen, as diva is all possible from the space of feminine. And that's the invitation. That you can be this soft, I can also be the Kali and be in your power. And you can be crying in your bathtub and you'll still have your crown and you'll still be a queen. So in your worst or your best times, you'll be a queen. So divine feminine embodiment is gonna be home for you. where you are going to be naked, where you can be in all your expressions, in all the archetypes, and not just stuck in one archetype, not get stuck in a mother archetype, not get stuck in seductress archetype, because a lot of times we want to seduce people, but truly are not ready to let them penetrate into the heart. Not just get stuck in money archetype, because when it just becomes like money, 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 we forget having fun and pleasure and joy of living life, and not just get stuck with Tara archetype, but actually integrating all of it. So you become all of it. And you know what has to be channelized, what has to put, and what has to come forward. And for this specific batch, there's going to be 1 year. Aisha would like to talk more about it. You can always ping me and I'll be happy to talk more. And yes, I think today's call was this much only. And if you have any questions around Radha, around love, around anything related to what I speak, you can always ask me here. I am here now to take any questions if you have. If not, we'll do a small closing and we'll check out.
मुझे और शेयर करना है। यस्टरडे जो हमने किया था ना, वो जो थाइस की एक्सरसाइज की थी, जो आपने वो पूरा, वो सुबह कुछ अलग ही ऐसे थाइस के शेप्स इतने डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मुझे दिखाई दिए। मैंने कभी ऐसे मैंने पिक्चर्स नहीं क्लिक किए थाइस के स्पेशली। तो इतना अमेजिंग था, ऐसा लगा कि ये कॉल खत्म होने के बाद भी एनर्जी स्टिल वर्किंग। सो बहुत एंजॉय किया खुद के साथ, मैंने मेरे थाइस के साथ। बहुत मजा आया सीरियसली। ऐसा लगा कि हाँ, ये हम जैसे ये ओपन अप रहते हैं ये सारी चीजों के लिए। रात को क्लोज हो गया, सोचा नहीं, पिक्चर नहीं क्लिक किया होता तो मेरे ये अलग अलग शेप्स नहीं दिख पाती। मैं थाइस की भी मेरे डिफरेंट डिफरेंट काफी शेप्स देखे, मैंने आपके साथ शेयर किया था। So yes, it was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, this
Yes,
is the joy. My God. Wow. Thank you.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tubalina, do you want to? Are you done, Krishna? I'm sorry. Okay. Do you want to say something, Debalina?
Hi, thank you so much for the session, first of all. And I actually had to turn my camera off because I was having my dinner. And then when you started the chanting, I was almost done with my food, and then I was able to, with the bilkul right time pe. And I could feel the expansiveness in my heart. And along with that, I actually felt that a kind of a key was given to me in the process, where there was something that I was trying to resolve in with considering some family dynamics. And when I entered into the state of expansiveness, the answer just came to me, till lock and key jaisa. So feel really good. Also, yeah, about the yesterday session, today morning, even I had a similar experience, especially when I got a shower in the evening and then I was dressing up to go out. I was like, I just want to touch my thighs. They look so good. So, yeah, thank you. You're doing such a great job, such an amazing job. And I truly respect you. So much love for you.
So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so moved and so happy and so like, wow, wow, wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. Um, I knew it needed to be heard and wow. Hmm.
सोनाली, आपका हाँ, ये भी बहुत कुछ कह देता है।
सब कुछ ही कह देता है मेरी जान. Awesome. Cool. So we'll simply close, maybe closing our eyes again. Breathing into the body, leaning back, opening your pelvis, relaxing. Dropping into the heart. Exhaling from the mouth. Universe, show me, who am I as Radha? Universe, show me, who am I as Shakti? Universe, show me, who am I as Divine Feminine? Receiving the support, the nurturing, the guidance of your ancestors who are rooting for you, cheering for you, and happy, joyful that you chose to be here today and you chose to go beyond definitions, beyond boundaries, and you chose to live your fullest expression as divine feminine in the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you, ancestors, for coming in the session, for supporting, for nurturing, for guiding. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What else is possible? Exhaling out and opening your eyes. And I'm having this. I think I announced into the group. I don't know. I'm having this special offer going on until 10th of July, which is 10% off on 2.5 lakhs. I also have payment plan available for selected people. So, and yes, for this particular batch, this is gonna be a 1-year journey. So I really, really would like to see you in all your expressions and fucking be your fullest, authentic, sovereign, sacred, sensual, muse, beautiful, divine, feminine self in the world, because she is everything. And there's no point losing her. And you're gonna be having my energy and my facilitation in your world for an entire year, week by week. So imagine if this 2-hour, 1-hour session can create so much, then what would an year journey would look like? And who will you be in 1 year? Sharing all my contribution, my love, my showers on you. How are you, Renu? Are you good? Are you okay?
Yeah, better actually.
Love
Cold is
showers.
better. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.